Alright, we're off to an interesting start here. So I've come up to the magical Moor River. Old Mr. Salty here has come along for the trip. I've got all the way up here, and then I realised this morning, the whole idea of coming here was to give this tinny a bit of a run. I've had this tinny for a couple of years now. I've only used it a few times. It was running great last time I used it, but myself and Lee went a little bit off-road with it last time, and we didn't realise until we got home, but the battery had actually fallen over. You can see all the acid on the floor here. The battery had fallen over and all the acid had eaten away into all the plastic here. You can see that's all a bit munted. It had eaten away the fittings, it had eaten away a couple of parts inside the outboard, ate away a bit of the fuel hose. We came out to use it a few months later and it was all destroyed by battery acid, so we had to renew the fuel lines and buy a few parts for inside the engine, and we got it running again. But yeah, last time I started it up outside, it was not running ideally. So the idea is now to bring it up here, give it a bit of a shake down, because I've got a few little trips planned I'd like to use this for, and I want to make sure it's reliable. So up here it's a pretty enclosed water. I've got a paddle with me just in case, so if anything happens I can paddle my way back, because I'm not going to be going very far, and it's a pretty enclosed water, kind of sheltered from the wind, so it should be okay. But so I'm at home and I'm cleaning out, it's full of leaves, so I'm grabbing handfuls of leaves and throwing them out, and then I realise when I get up here, in amongst the leaves, I've actually thrown the bung out as well. So I've got all the way up here and realised I've got no bung. Luckily, it's not great, but fishermen in general are a bunch of pigs and they leave their shit laying around everywhere. So I found an old bait bag, pretty much right there where I'd stopped. So I've folded it in half, and I'm going to fold it in half again, and I'm going to ram this in. Going to ram this little plastic bag in here, and hopefully I'll be able to seal that up as a bung with a bit of practice and maybe a stick to force it through. I'll seal that up and use it as a bung. All else fails, I'll have to sacrifice one of my bloody good rip curl thongs and cut a bung out of my thong, but I really want to do that because these are reasonably new thongs, and I'm pretty confident with a little bit of practice and a stick, I reckon I'll be able to jam that bag in there good enough to seal anyway. So I'll fashion myself a little bung, we'll launch the boat, and then we'll go for a bit of a cruise. Alright, so the old bung ain't working so good, but without even looking too hard, I found another bait bag, another plastic bag here, a piece of cuttlefish, and a stick. So I'm going to cruise over to the riverbank where I can drag the tail up a bit and see if I can make this stop leaking a bit more. First of all, I'm going to see if I can get this going. I've got a feeling this fuel's been sitting around for a while, so I've got a feeling it's going to be pretty grumpy. And it hasn't started. Well, I fired it at home. I made sure it fired before I brought it here, but I haven't actually started and run it, so we'll see how we go. It should fire easy, but will it run is another matter. She's fired. Oh yeah, bring that two-stroke fumes on. It's going to be a bit grumpy, but we'll give it a wrap. Like I said, I've got a paddle for good measure, and once I'm moving, this water won't flow in here anymore anyway. Well, I know more will flow in. What's in here is going to stay in here. Oh, she's idling a bit high there, Salty. Let's see what we go. We get reverse. Crunch, yeah, we got reverse at about 45 knots. She's smoky. She's running hard. Oh, it's running. Speed limit's only 5 knots in here, so I can't even wind it up. What I really want to do is give it a bit of a squirt. Give it a blowout. Oh, she's not sounding great. It's conked out already. That didn't get me very far. The whole reason I came up this way is because the wind's blowing this way and it'll blow me back to the jetty, but I should be able to get it going again, I'm thinking. Hoping. So it's sinking, it's not running. Hey, we got fuel. All right, we're paddling. Get up the front somewhere, yeah, boy. I'm paddling early. Oh, that didn't go so well. I've rowed us over here to a bit of a bank where I can stop and have a bit of a look, see what's going on with this motor. I had a feeling she was going to be grumpy. That's the whole reason I brought her here. So I'll see if I can get it fired up, and I'll also see if I can stop this thing from leaking. But what I'm going to do, the second reason I came here was I saw a couple of photos during the week. Hey Salty, you having fun there? Come here. Yes. He's not a big fan of the ocean, but he does like to swim in the river. The second reason I came here is I saw a few photos during the week of the river mouth, and it's running really down to the south. Like it hits this sandbar like it normally does, and normally it breaks through here. But the last few weeks, it's been really flowing through the rain and stuff over the last few months, and it's actually running a lot further south down the beach. So the second reason I came here was to have a look at that as well. So what I might do is just park this boat up and we'll have a bit of a look at what's going on with the river mouth before the breeze comes in. Just try to squeeze my way around to down to the mouth here without getting bitten by a tiger snake. Springtime is just starting to get to that time of the year when the snakes are getting active. So we'll see if we can squeeze ourselves down here. I don't really want to walk up through the dunes if I don't have to. Just make a lot of noise. Let them know we're coming. What'd be really great is if I find an old thong or something too I can sacrifice as a bung. I like my chances actually. Salty! Just wade through this little bit here. Follow Salty. I'm sure he'll find a way. He makes more than enough noise to scare away any snakes or wildlife in the area. So the boating adventure just turned into a walking adventure. Wow, check this out. So normally she breaks through over here somewhere on the riverbank, but obviously the sand's built right up and it's running all the way down south, down here along the beach. That's pretty cool. Salty's having absolutely the time of his life. Having fun, dog? Yeah. What I'll do is I'll put the drone up and have a bit of a look. That was pretty cool. I've never seen the river do that before. The breeze is sort of starting to ruffle, but what I'm going to do now is try to sort out my little issue here. I'm on a little bit of a walk. I found this piece of foam here, which might be all right. I'll sort of trim this down a little bit, wrap it up in a couple of plastic bags and force that in. That might solve that problem. And then I'll start having a look at this problem. Like I said, I had a fair idea it was going to be running a bit ordinary, but maybe I should have run it in the drum at home before I brought it up here. It's no big deal. I've got the breeze blowing here and the jetty's just over there, so the breeze is going to blow me straight back towards the jetty and I'll just help along with the paddle a little bit. Yeah, she doesn't want to go. There's something going on. It's getting fuel to the carby. Like I can press this little primer button here and there's fuel in the carby. What I really want to do is just drain the bowl out, but I don't want to drain it here where it's all going to end up in the river, so I'm just going to kick for a bit. Salty's having a good old swim. You having fun, dog? Yeah. There's worse places to be broken down. The water actually feels really nice. So anyway, like We had our feelings this was going to be sketchy. I haven't even started with the sound yet. There's no battery in here at the moment, but that's next on my list. So I'm going to take it home. I'll get it going in a tub and have a bit of a play with it, see if we can get it up and running, and then I'll bring it back up here for another run later on. But for now, I'm just going to kick back, enjoy some time with Salty here, and then I might go and grab a coffee before I head home. Come here, skits. Come on, crazy dog. Get. Give me the stick. Give me the stick. You don't believe that. Good boy. Good boy. Stick. Yeah. This wasn't a fishing trip, but I did bring a couple of muleys along just in case, because hey, I'm a fisherman at the end of the day. So I might just have a couple of casts here. So just here on this point here, it's one of the deepest sections in the river. I've actually sanded over this. It goes to about 6 meters depending on how much sand's been flown in and out of here, but it's actually quite deep and there's a bit of rocky country just down here. So I'll flick my little piece of muley in here, see if I can't catch a fish. I'm up here now, planning we're not going on a river cruise, so see if I can get that in there without getting snagged, because there's a big rock just down there in the water. If you want to bring kids fishing, this is the ideal spot. There's this whole riverbank all the way around here, sheltered, it's calm, and there's a million little fish. There's big fish in here, but they're really hard to come by, but there's a million little fish, enough to keep your kids occupied for ages. You can just about get a fish a cast in here if you just put a little bit of muley or a bit of prawn on your bait, so great spot to bring your kids. Although it seems like Scotty's not exactly setting the world on fire here today. And my bait's sunk exactly behind the snag where I didn't want it to. I think I'm on here. Oh no, just got a good hit. There's a fish having a look. Oh yeah, I'm in. Oh, it's a bit hard to film with one hand and fish with the other. There he goes. Oh, he's actually a respectable little fish. I don't know if I'm going to be able to lift him because I'm on 4 pound gear. What do you reckon, Salty? Don't touch him. He's got a hook in him. There you go. There's a beautiful little fish. That's pretty much a typical size for Moore River. There's a million of fish like that in here like that. Boom, he'll swim off easily. Salty's just got a thing for birds. He loves birds, and all these seagulls and shags and pelicans are frying his head. Oh, all over my seat, dog, really? Oh, let's go see if this brindle blows back. Watch out. No, not there, not there. That's my spot. You go up the front somewhere. Go up the front somewhere. Yeah, come up here. Up here. Good boy. Rolling, rolling on a river. Ah, this is perfect. I don't even have to paddle because the wind is going to blow me straight back to the jetty where I need to go. Exactly the reason I came this way. That's probably going to be it for this video, because plainly the river cruise is not going to happen. Just a little short video of what I get up to in between my big fishing trips. Hopefully there's another one coming up on Sunday. Myself and Jack are planning on going out Sunday, so we'll have the big boat out, but I'm going to take this thing home, see if I can get it running. For now, I'm going to row back to the jetty. If you like our videos, stay tuned, and I'll see you next time when hopefully the motor's running.